Hi, my name is Scott Cardis. Welcome to the AFI interview series. I have here today Phil Chung. Phil, nice to see you.
Hi.
Phil, can you tell me about yourself and your business?
Yeah, so my name is Phil. I run Phil's Computer Repository, the largest English computer business in Seoul, South Korea, specializing in computer repairs, new computers, and sometimes used.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so you said you're the largest English computer store in Seoul? Computer store?
So I focus on, there are computer shops that mainly do repairs, and there are computer shops that mainly do retail, like selling and buying of computers, and I do both. It's like an all-in-one type of business.
And you're just mainly English speaking, right? So you do mostly foreign crowd. Do you have Korean clientele as well?
So because I was born in Seoul, because I was born in New York, English is my first language. So I'm more comfortable with having an English speaking clientele. So I would say 99% of my customers are English and I would say just English-speaking customers, and I do get Korean customers from time to time, but I don't actively market my company for them.
Okay, cool. And you're a small independent business owner, right? You don't work. It's not like you have Phil's store that's Samsung PCs only. You kind of do everything,
right? So I run a sole proprietorship business. I am the boss, and I don't have any employees. I work for myself.
Okay. So especially a small business owner, right? We think about small businesses in Korea. What were some challenges you faced? Because obviously you face stiff competition from major conglomerates.
So actually, in my case, compared to other small businesses whose main challenge is probably getting customers from the beginning, in my case, it was the other way around, where I had customers eagerly looking for my service. And after, like during the early days, my challenge was not about getting customers, but it was how to transition this hobby into like an officially licensed business. And my challenges were just learning about laws and regulations, about what to do, what not to do in terms of the law. Yeah.
So you mentioned it was kind of a hobby to start. So you didn't start this business as like, this is what I'm going to do for my life or whatever.
Right. So I actually came to Korea as an international student studying my undergrad program at Korea University. And just to get a little bit extra lunch money, I would put up like just computer services on places like Craigslist. And my early days, I was literally like, after I was finishing classes, I was meeting customers at subway stations to pick up their computer, bring them to my home, work on these computers, and then coordinate with the customers to actually deliver to send it back to them. And that's how I spent my early days of the business, just traveling the subway station, the public transport, and meeting customers one by one.
Oh, wow. That's something I said. So I was going to say, like, challenges you face starting the business, like you said, like, just you had trouble getting the business, but you already had the clients. Can you elaborate on that? How did you find your business location, and why did you choose there?
Sure. I would say for the first 6 months of my business, I was just trying to see if this was a feasible, scalable business. I was working from the small room of my home. And once I actually got to the point where, hey, I'm getting a lot of customers, it would be much more efficient if I don't move around the city all the time, and I'd rather just stay. And it would have been much more efficient if I just stayed within a certain location, and customers would come to me. So having a store, having an office location. And my current location is Hunin Plaza in the Yongsan Electronics Market. To my knowledge, it is the largest building in the entire country for computer-related businesses, with over 1,000, I would say around 1,000 small and medium-sized businesses specializing in computer. I would say just specializing in computers in the building.
Kind of my question is like, how has your business grown? I know you recently expanded your office to double the size.
Oh, yes, you've been there. But basically, I checked yesterday because I was also curious about the statistics myself. So what I can say is my business is currently 6 years and 1 month old, and year on year, I've seen a jump in gross revenue. Wow. So it shows that my business is scaling up, and it looks like I do have more room to grow, which gets me very excited.
So when you grow in the future, would you consider hiring like a few people to work under you on certain projects? Because right now you said you're basically the only, you're right. Everything in one.
So the challenges of being a sole proprietorship business and I think other small businesses will also experience this, is personally, I work around 80 to 100 hours a week, which is like the schedule of 2 full-time staff. And I can see in the future where so at the moment, I'm able to do all the work by myself, while sacrificing sleep and I would say social life, right? Social life. But when I get to the point where I myself cannot handle all the workload, then I would definitely consider hiring staff, and it's something that I'm actively considering.
And especially with the English speaking market, right? Because
Yes.
you mentioned you primarily aim at English speaking or just basically foreigners in general, expats,
Right.
different parts of the community. Why do you think no one else has jumped into that before you? I would assume that maybe Samsung PCs or whoever would have said, why don't we open this English speaking center and sell our PCs, sell our foreigners here?
Yeah, I would say that's a great question that I grappled with for a while. And I was thinking about different ways to answer that. So basically, I can say that I am not the only computer business that markets myself to foreigners and expats, and I'm definitely not the first. Now, what I believe made me be on top of the pack is what other people can imitate, which is almost 15 years of working with computers. So that's 15 years of experience, factored in with good customer service, very good communication, and transparent pricing. And that has led me to receive just stellar customer feedback. And these customers are satisfied with my services. They would recommend their other friends and other friends. And just because of people organically searching on the internet, I'm also constantly on top during Google search results, which is also how customers find me as well.
Yeah, because most foreigners do use Google, not the Korean search engine Naver.
Exactly. So a lot of expats and foreigners will go on Google as well as probably ask their friends. Also ask Facebook, their Facebook community groups, where the best place to get certain services are. And over the years, I've seen that my name has been recommended very frequently. And so I can't speak for other businesses, but I know what I'm doing, which I believe is the best of my ability.
Yeah. So as a small business owner, sole proprietor,
Yes.
What can help you along? Like, for example, not necessarily someone trying to replicate what you've done in your industry, but maybe there's people who are watching this and they want to start their own small business, similar to how they have a hobby and they're like, they don't want to do whatever 9 to 5s. They want to have their own hobby that makes their own sole proprietor ownership of a company. What can Korea do to help foster that?
So Korea is very interesting. From what I checked, there's around 3.5 million small and medium-sized enterprises in South Korea, which makes up I think 99% of just the number of businesses registered in Korea. So I would say Korea is just already very open to small and medium-sized businesses. And it's basically what I feel like is the whole country is run by is basically a conglomerate of just small businesses meshed together. Now this is a higher percentage than the SME makeup of the states, which I checked was around 90%. So I would say as long as local laws as long as local laws aren't enacted to purposely hamper a type of small businesses, but then I would say it's just up to the business owner to make sure that their business idea is good and their way of implementation is good as well. And it's really up to them whether their business will succeed or not.
Oh, that's really interesting. I did not know about that about the SMEs. Because normally when people think about Korea, they think, the chaebol economy. They think Samsung, Hyundai, Kia, and Sangyong.
And I guess in other countries there are large corporations. There's no way around it. I don't have any negative. I don't have any negative feelings against people like Samsung. I use Samsung components on my computer bills for my customers all the time, and it basically is the ecosystem. And I would say as long as laws aren't laws aren't implemented to actually purposely help conglomerates compared to small businesses, I think just having a free ecosystem with I would say common sense regulation is I think it's the best. So Korea, in my mind, has a very good ecosystem for small businesses, and it's up to the business owner to make their business idea succeed.
Have you felt any pushback from people from other small computer repair shops or computer salespeople in your area or online, or even larger companies? I keep Chable A said, hey, Phil, what is wrong with you? Or have they tried to buy you out? Has someone come approach you and said, hey, we'll buy you out and make you part of our company?
So so I haven't seen any pushback from, I would say, other Korean computer shops in the vicinity. We all get along, and we all help each other out when we can.
Yeah, because you would probably buy parts maybe from people who sell. Because I've been in the Yongsan electronics market. I've seen guys selling RAM and the motherboards, and obviously you might just go to them and buy it. So it makes sense to maintain relations.
So I would say, like the supply chain for specific computer components is a little bit more complicated than what you might see in other countries. I would say probably it's different in every country. But basically, other computer retail shops and we might have the same suppliers for components, but maybe if we're in a hurry to pick it up, we might just borrow parts from each other and just help each other out, fulfilling each of our customers' needs.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds like a great actual atmosphere that the small businesses are actually supporting each other.
Absolutely, because there are businesses that's been like next to the same business for around 20 years. Imagine if the atmosphere wasn't good, it would just make it just hard to come to work every day, right? Yeah. So also it's very interesting. And so in Korea, what I see is like there's different neighborhoods designated as like some specialty neighborhoods. For example, like the fish market in Norangjin and stuff like that. So even if like there are a lot of businesses in the same category in one location, I think studies show that actually gets more customers for each individual shop than actually just having these shops spread out over a large area. So
thank you for coming out, Phil.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning into this interview with Phil Chung about small business ownership and computer PC parts in Seoul. I hope you learned something, and I hope you continue to watch the videos in the future. See you.